Welcome. If you're a parent, I'm sure you know this feeling. You spend time making a nice meal, you put it on the table, and your child won't touch it, right? Feeding our kids can honestly be one of the most stressful parts of the day.
So today, we are going to walk through a really practical age-by-age roadmap for navigating picky eating, from those first bites all the way to age 5. Let's dive in. Let's start with a question that I think almost every parent asks themselves, usually with a fair bit of concern. You have this amazing baby who's happily eating avocado, sweet potatoes, maybe even spinach, and then boom. It's like a switch flips overnight, and suddenly they're suspicious of absolutely everything you put in front of them. Well, here's the good news, and I want you to really hear this. This change is not only normal, it is a predictable part of their development. And once you understand the stages of this journey, it can become so much less stressful for you and for them. So think of it as a roadmap, and we're about to look at all the key landmarks along the way. We're going to start at the very beginning, with that first year of life. You'll often hear this called the golden window, and for good reason. It is an absolutely crucial time for setting the foundation for a lifetime of eating habits. What happens here really, really matters. And this timeline here, it just lays out the whole journey so clearly. You see, it all starts with that beautiful open flavor window from 4 to 6 months. Then you move into that awesome adventurous baby phase. But then, right on schedule, around their first birthday, food neophobia shows up, which leads right into that peak pickiness phase. So let's break down that very first window. Okay, so when you're just starting solids, babies are actually way more open to new flavors than they will be later. So step 1, offer a ton of variety early on. Don't just stick with sweet fruits. Introduce those veggies, even the bitter ones like broccoli or kale. Step 2 is all about persistence. It can take up to 15 times for a baby to accept a new food. Step 3, you have to embrace the mess. Letting them touch, smush, and smear their food is how they learn. It's sensory exploration. And step 4, so important, watch their cues. When they turn their head away or push the spoon, they're telling you they're full. Respecting that teaches them to trust their own body from day 1. All right, now let's move into that next phase. From about 6 to 12 months, you are in the adventurous baby zone. This is your window of opportunity, so you've got to use it. Instead of making separate baby food, just offer them soft, safe, cut-up versions of whatever you're eating. Let them see you enjoying your food. That's called modeling, and it is incredibly powerful. But the number one rule here, keep it low pressure. Your only job is to offer the food. Their job is just to explore it. Okay, let's get into it. This is the part I know is a huge challenge for so many of us, the toddler turn. This is when that adventurous little eater seems to just vanish, and a much, much more suspicious food critic takes their place at the dinner table. And it really can feel like it happens overnight, can't it? Foods they absolutely loved last week are now being launched across the kitchen floor. Any new food is met with a very firm no, and you're left just wondering, what did I do wrong? Well, the answer isn't about you. It's all about what's going on in their developing brain. And as you can see here, the reason actually has a name. It's called food neophobia. It's an evolutionary fear of new or unfamiliar foods. I mean, think about it from an evolutionary standpoint. Once a toddler can walk and wander off, it becomes a survival instinct to be really wary of putting strange new things in their mouth. It's a biological safety feature that is totally normal and expected to kick in. And this neophobia, well, it often leads to what many parents know all too well, the beige food phase. Suddenly, their entire diet seems to consist of crackers, plain pasta, maybe some chicken nuggets, and cheese. The whole rainbow of colorful foods just seems to shrink overnight. So how in the world do you get through it? Well, the key is not to give up. You never stop offering variety, but, and this is a big but, you always serve it alongside a safe food, something you know they'll probably eat. This takes all the pressure off. You can try serving meals family style, letting them choose what to put on their own plate. Get them involved in washing the lettuce or stirring a bowl. And above all, try to make meal times about connecting as a family, not about who ate what. Okay, this brings us to what might just be the single most transformative strategy you can possibly adopt. It is a philosophy that can fundamentally change the entire dynamic at your dinner table. And getting this right, it's not just about food, it's about ending the mealtime battles and teaching your child a healthy, trusting relationship with food for their entire life. It's called the division of responsibility. It's so simple, but it's not always easy to do. Here it is. Your job is to decide what food is served, when it's served, and where it's served. That's it. Your job is done. Your child's job, on the other hand, is to decide whether they're going to eat from what you've offered and how much they're going to eat. You provide, they decide. And this is the hardest part of your job. You have to let go. This framework only works if you can truly step back and trust your child to do their part. It means no more, just take one more bite. No bribing with dessert, no forcing them to clean their plate. Your job literally ends once the food is on the table. It's all about trusting that your child has an innate ability to listen to their own hunger and fullness. So the way you talk about food, it makes all the difference. As you can see on this chart, your language is everything. So instead of pressuring them with, just try one bite, you can neutralize it by saying, you don't have to eat it. Instead of praising them for eating broccoli, which, believe it or not, can feel like pressure, just say nothing. The goal is to make mealtime about connection and nourishment, not a performance review. Now, I really need you to hear this. If you have a picky eater, it is not your fault. You did not do anything wrong. You know, genetics play a huge role in this. Some children are just biologically wired to be more cautious, more sensitive when it comes to food. Your job is simply to create a supportive, loving environment, not to force a specific outcome. Now, while most of this picky eating stuff is a totally normal phase of development, there are times when it might be something more. So it's really important to know a few red flags that could signal that you might need a bit more support. You have to trust your gut on this. If your child's list of accepted foods is getting smaller and smaller and drops below about 20 items, if they are consistently gagging on certain textures, or if you have any concerns at all about their growth or weight gain, it's time to talk to your pediatrician. Getting help early for more severe feeding issues can make a world of difference. So let's bring this all together. The big takeaway is this: your role is to consistently and patiently provide a variety of healthy foods in a low-pressure setting. Your child's role is to learn to listen to their own body. It's a journey, and it definitely requires patience and a whole lot of trust. But by focusing on your job and letting them do theirs, you can navigate this tricky phase. And please, please remember, it really won't last forever. Thank you for watching. Share this with someone who needs it. Grab the free guide in the comments, and remember, the goal is to be present, not perfect.